So, good day everyone. I am RJ Vargas from BEd 1D. So, I am the first reporter of this group. Today, we will be discuss the strength and the weaknesses of the Filipino character and socio-cultural issue. Intended learning outcomes. At the end of this chapter, you should be able to discuss the strength and weaknesses of the Filipino character and cite ways by which schools can counteract the weaknesses of the Filipino character. So let's proceed to the introduction. Schools are there for society. Their relevance is proven by their ability to address socio-cultural problems. So ang pagsabot is ang school is naay pagsabot permi sa klase-klase nga culture nga wala giatubang ug unsa man daw ang ilang social issues nga dapat tabangan sa school or matabang sa school. What are these social issues or problems that the school should help address? We have a number of them, but let's focus on the weaknesses of the Filipino character. So when we say weaknesses of the Filipino character, is about na siya sa pagbuli sa kapwa nato student, then which is nabuli guro siya tungod kay lahi iyang culture. Then mao na ang atubangon nga problem sa school. The strength of the Filipino character will also be cited for a balanced presentation. Besides, schools can capitalize on the strengths of Filipino character to eliminate weaknesses. Ang school daw is nagatabang pod para ma-improve atong mga strengths sa kinabuhi. And by enhance pagmaayo ang mga strength nato pamaagi sa pag-eskwela, then ma-apply nato siya sa atong pang everyday lifestyle. Then makalimtan na guro nato or ma-overcome na nato atong mga weaknesses pamaagi po sa enhance sa atong strength or to improve our strength. So that's all. Let's proceed to the next reporter.
The weaknesses of the Filipino character as cited in the report as follows. First is the extreme family-centeredness. Extreme family-centeredness is a family concern for family means using one's office and power to promote family interest, and thus functionalism patronage. Functionalism patronage is a small group of people from a larger group that has different ideas was being supported by a patrons or boss. That's why their ideas will be the ones to follow. Next is the political dynastics. Political dynastics is in political dynastics in the Philippines. Example, President Aquino is a political dynasty from former President Cory Aquino to late President Benigno Aquino III. So last is protection of erring family members. Example for this is when one of your family done wrong and illegal and you still protecting them for what they have done. It results in a lack of concern for the common good and act as a block to national consciousness. We all know we all know that when it comes to family, it is important to have a strong protection, whether it's in good or bad condition or situation. But why can it also be a major weakness at a Filipino character? Because extreme family dynamics can result in overprotective or consentidor. The consequence of being overly focused on one's family is that it may be difficult to form separate relationships, being unable to achieve anything without the assistance of one's family restricts one's ability to enjoy and participate in society. For example is when a family member is encountering trouble, a parent or sibling will often bail to them out rather than support them through the ordeal. That is why extreme family-centeredness is one of the weaknesses of the Filipino, because caring or protectiveness is no longer within the proper limits.
So, extreme personalism takes things personally, cannot separate objective task from emotional involvement. Kanang iyaharang mga own perspective iyang ginatuuhan dili siya mo tuo sa uban. So, So because of this, Filipino is uncomfortable with bureaucracy, with rules and regulation, and with standard procedures. He uses personal contacts and give preferences to family and friends in hiring services and even voting. So instead of following the rules, a person who have extreme personalism uses their own personal connections to get what they want, favoring family and friends even if others are more qualified. This can lead to unfairness and corruption because people are putting their own personal needs above what's right for everyone. So, in short, favoritism. Example is, imagine you know the job, kinahanglan kag trabaho. So, in a culture with extreme personalism, someone might get the job not because they're the most qualified, but because they're friends with the boss, even if others are better suited or mas bagay sila ato nga trabaho pero kay amigo man ang katong kakompetensya nimo kay amigo man to sa boss, so kato siya ang madawat. So in short, wala siya og favoritism. Extreme personalism can be both a strength and a weakness. It fosters strong bonds and loyalty within close-knit communities, but it can also hinder objectivity, create conflict, and limit opportunities for growth and development.
So, number 3 is lack of discipline. A casual attitude toward time and space manifested in lack of precision and compulsiveness. In poor time management and procrastinations. Aversions to following procedures strictly results in a lack of standardization and equality control. Impatience results in shortcuts, palasat, ningas kugon. Lack of discipline often results to impatience work system, the violations of rules, and a casual work ethic lacking follow-through. So, lack of disciplines is, kita aning students is naagid ni siya sa ato. So, means sa lack of disciplines is walay pagka-disiplina sa kaugalingon. So, like just for example, naghatag og assignments ang imuhang teacher karon, then ana siya nga ipasa siya by next week pa. Then wala ka naghimo, it's because dugay pa siya mapasa. Then nag-abot sa time nga kanang nag-ingon na yung teacher nga ipasa na siya karon. Then it's because wala ka kahimo tungod kay kanang imuhang time management is wala nimo siya na manage og tarong. Then pagka ugma ato pagpasa na sa imuhang kanang assignments is wala kay napasa, then nag-ana ka sa imong teacher nga, ma'am, wala koy nahimo kay tungod sakit akong ulo, wala ko kahimo. Then mo na siya ang result sa palusot og ningas ko.
Passivity and lack of initiative, waiting to be told what to do, reliance on others, leaders and government, complacence, lack of sense of urgency. There is high tolerance of inefficiency, poor service, and even violations of one's basic right. Too patient and matiisin, too easily resigned to his fate, the Filipino is easily oppressed and exploited. So, kani siya na behavior is ma-observe nato sa society, environment, or even sa school and sa balay. So, kani siya nga behavior is kanang ug dili nimo siya suguon or dili nimo siya tagag instruction is dili sad siya mabuhat, kanang depende lang siya sa ubang tao, then hanang naa siya self satisfaction or contentment kung sa iyang kahimtang ron inana. Then kanang is naga-refer sad siya sa mindset sa isa ka tawo nga pag naay problema is dili dayon niya tagaan og solution. Then example ana is kanang sa school, kanang magpa-activity ang mga instructor or mga teachers, then di man jud na mawa ang isa ka tawo nga kanang dili nimo siya suguon is dili po siya mag-initiative o tabang.
Colonial mentality is a lack of patriotism or an active awareness, appreciation, and love of the Philippines, and an actual preference for things foreign. Okay, when we say colonial mentality, from the word
colonial refers to a time when one country was ruled by another. In the case of the Philippines, we colonized into three nations, which is the Spanish, Americans, and the Japanese. Okay, because of the long colonization, many Filipinos love started to love the things about the other countries. Karon ang mga Filipino manggod is murag nakisabay sila sa uso, like murag mas na-appreciate nila ang mga, like for example sa product, mas na-appreciate nila ang product sa other countries kaysa sa atoang Filipino, like sa mga example is sa mga sinuotan, mga outfit nato, 'di ba? Asa man nagikan ang mga aesthetic na outfit karon, mas mao na ang nauso karon mga aesthetic outfit sa Korea, mostly in Korea. So kita mga Filipino wala na to gisunod tong mga sinaunang panahon nga magsuot tag mga tag-as nga sinina, tag-as nga sayal. Mas gusto na nato musuot karon, mas nakita nato karon nga mas sexy sila, mga buog short or mga aesthetic kay nakuha na nila sa Korea. So kadto mas na-appreciate nila ang other countries ng mga product, culture, or identity kaysa sa ato ang Filipino, old Filipino.
Number 6. Kanya-kanya syndrome, talangka mentality are done by chismis, intriga, and constructive criticism. So, kanya-kanya syndrome, talangka mentality, or known as crab mentality, for that matter, ayaw natin tumataas o maangat ang iba. Pinipilit natin silang hilahin pababa. Minsan, mas gusto pa natin na nasa baba tayong lahat kaysa may isa sa atin na umangat. That's a talangka mentality. At kanya-kanya syndrome, like, akin to, ayaw kong i-share to kasi sa pamilya ko lang to, kasi pinaghirapan ko to. Tapos, pag may assignment ka or a learning plan ka, sasabihin mong, akin to, ginawa ko to, gawa ka naman ng sarili mo. So, kanya-kanya syndrome, it is evident in the personal ambition that is completely insensitive to the common good. That nga makaresult siya o like the lack of sense of service among Filipinos in the government bureaucracy, tapos we also dampen. And this kanya-kanya syndrome or talangka mentality dampens cooperative and community spirit and trample others' right. So kani nga mentality is ginabuhat ka po nato bisag kabalutan nga makuha nato ang usa ka rights, ang ubang right sa tao. Then 7, lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. So ito yung hindi pa uso sa atin ang self-analysis or self-reflection. It's not our habit before we sleep at night, isipin natin kung ano yung nagawa ko, may sama ba akong ginawa, bakit ko ba ginawa yun, bakit ko ba nasasabi yun, tama bang gawin ko yun. So lack of self-analysis and self-reflection, the tendency to be superficial is one of the manifestation of this mentality. And in the face of serious problem and social problems, we do not analyze it, we do not reflect it. Kapag may nag-e-explain, basta kay nasabtan lang nato, mauna na bisag dili to mong explanation. So we tend to be superficial as regards handling problems, as regard dealing with problems. Kay mahadlok tang kasi natatakot tayo na alamin yung mas malalim dahilan na mga bagay-bagay. Nakokontento tayo sa superficial, sa mababaw na rason about a certain act.
One of the weaknesses of Filipinos is emphasis of forma rather than substance. So this lack of analysis and emphasis of form is reinforced by an educational system that is more than substance. So kani siya is kanang mas binibigyan nila ang pansin ng mga tao sa panlabas nanyo kaysa tunay na nilalaman o halaga ng isang bagay. Kanang mas ginatanaw lang nila o unsa ang ilang makita, wala nila ginahuna og kanang ila ba nang hinaguan or gikan ba na sa ilahang kanang tinuod jud nga kanang hago jud. So for instance no, og moingon tag sa product, mas binibigyang pansin ang magandang disenyo ng isang produkto kaysa kalidad nito. So kay unsa man ang ilaha lang tungod kay trend, paliton nila dayon, wala nila giunsa og nindot ba iyang quality og nice ba og kanang nindot ba siya og effect. So og wingon putag sa educational, sa paaralan mas binibigyang diin ang pagsasaulo ng impormasyon kaysa sa pag-unawa ng mga konsepto. So kanang sa eskwelahan tayo magpa-quiz, mingon ang teacher nga mag-quiz ta, so mag-study tuod, pero ang pang-unsaon lang ay kani iyang definition mo na ni siya, pag makakita ko ni nga definition mo na yung answer, wala jud giunsa ba nga unsa ang iyang nasabtan, unsa ang iyang meaning, nganong kato ang iyang answer, wala nila gi-rationalize nganong kato siya. So kanang mas ginaon sa nila, isa pa ana is kanang tayo mingon kag kanang ay basta makagraduate lang ko okay na, wala giunsa ba, wala giunsa to gi-mind tong mga learnings, walay mga unsang mga natun-an, basta makagraduate lang. Tapos ang sistemang pang-edukasyon ay hindi masyadong nag-ukol ng pansin ng malalim na pag-unawa sa mga bagay, kundi sa mga forma or tsura nito. So, biasa nang magpa-quiz ang teacher, dagko og kuha ang ihang mga students. Wala giunsa sa teacher nga nganong dagko og kuha, gipasagdaan lang niya basta dagko kuha. Wala niya gitan-aw kung kana ba siyang mga kuha gikan medyo na sa kanang ilang inistadihan. Wala nila gitan-aw nga ang katuday siya nag-cheat dayto siya. So, these weaknesses are rooted in many factors. Kani siya nga mga weaknesses is kani siya sa daghan nga factors. Home, social and economic environment, culture and language, history, religion, educational system, mass media, leadership, and role models. Kani sila no mo yung mga factors nga ginaunsa sa mga weaknesses. So, changes is possible, however, at the following goals are proposed to develop in the Filipino. First, a sense of patriotism and national pride. Second, a sense of common good. Third, a sense of integrant and accountability. Fourth, the values and habits of discipline and hard work. Fifth is the value and habit of self-reflection and analysis. Those are the goals of Filipino to develop and change, to make changes is possible.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's continue our discussion. My topic for today's session is the Filipino character strength and weaknesses. In 1998, si Senator Leticia Shahani. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's continue our discussion. My topic for today's session is the Filipino character strength and weaknesses. In 1998, si Senator Leticia Shahani is nag-submit siya sa Senate og report which is entitled A Moral Recovery Program Building a People, Building a Nation. So kani siyang report is nag-cite ang strength and weaknesses of Filipino character. So ang strength of a Filipino character are pakikipagkapwa-tao. Pakikipagkapwa-tao is treat everyone with respect, a giver, and also mapagkumbaba sa kapwa. Number 2 is family orientation. We value our family and being supportive and taking care of each other. We respect for elders. Number 3 is joy and humor. Cheerful personality, cracking jokes, smiling on people we cross. It shed optimism and positivity. Number 4 is flexibility, adaptability, and creativity. It means that it is a present and future-oriented. So we don't dwell in the past and we have the ability to adapt any changes or challenge in our life. Number 5 is hard work and industry. So we are determined in accomplishing whatever we set our minds in order to have a decent life. Number 6 is faith and religiosity. We have a strong religious faith. We have a deep faith in God. So, number 7 is ability to survive. Filipinos make do with what is available in the environment. So, ang kaning weaknesses is, na-discuss naman ni siya. So, ako na lang siyang basahon. So, number 1 is extreme family-centeredness. Number 2, extreme personalism. Number 3, lack of discipline. Number 4, passivity and lack of initiative. Number 5, colonial mentality. Number 6 is kanya-kanya syndrome. Number 7 is lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. So, number 8 is emphasis on forma rather on substance. Overall, there is much good in Filipino but so much need na to siyang i-change because many of our strength as a Filipino is nahimo na nato siyang source of weaknesses which is a negative impact of a Filipino characters.
Now, let's proceed to the value education in school. So, value education in schools, Senator Shahani's report was given in 1988, but its findings as reported may still be true today. The Department of Education has its vision to help develop Filipino who passionately love their country and whose values and competences enable them to realize their potential and meaningful to building the nation. And it has core values, makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan, at makabansa. And this could be an uphill battle considering all the weaknesses na gidiscuss gaina in our culture. Now, what did school do to respond to this report of Shahani? First, karon kay naa may mga ing-ani nga dapat nato likayan, naa may mga weaknesses na dapat nato likayan, natay mga subjects sa K-12 curriculum nga values education which is now edukasyon sa pagpapakatao or ASP. So this subject will try to eliminate those negative attitude, those weaknesses of the Filipino character. And itudlo pod sa mga young Filipinos or young learners ang strength sa Filipino characters. And sa senior high school, naa sila'y subject na Introduction to the Philosophy of Human Person and Personal Development. So all these things would at least help eliminate all these weaknesses that we have in our character. But the result would be better if the home would do its part in emphasizing the strength and eliminate those weaknesses of the Filipino character. Since the home is have very important role in teaching the values, morals, and good qualities among Filipinos, especially those young learners. So in the school is mas ma-learn and ma-value pa sa mga students ang mga strengths pinaagi sa pagtudlo sa ilaha aning mga subjects.